Greetings and welcome back to the Chronicles of Terror. Please take 2 seconds to like and subscribe to the channel if we have earned your subscription in the past. Thank you. Today we will bring you the true story of Friday the 13th. It is a bloody tale about betrayal, power, greed and treachery. From kings to popes to Templars, this saga has embedded itself into our culture and superstitions ever since.
Friday the 13th has long been considered an unlucky day in various cultures, entwining historical events, religious beliefs, numerology, and popular culture into a potent symbol of superstition. From ancient myths to modern-day horror films, the date has captivated imaginations and stirred fears. We will delve into the origins, cultural significance, notable incidents, and psychological impact of Friday the 13th before we dive into the real story. The fear of the number 13, known as triskaidekaphobia, has deep roots in various cultures. In numerology, the number 12 is considered complete and harmonious, representing cosmic order, e.g., 12 months in a year, 12 zodiac signs, 12 gods of Olympus, 12 tribes of Israel. Therefore, the number 13 disrupts this harmony, making it seem irregular and ominous. This superstition has permeated many aspects of daily life, leading to the omission of the 13th floor in buildings and the avoidance of the number 13 in various contexts. The origins of triskaidekaphobia can be traced back to ancient civilizations. For instance, in ancient Mesopotamia, the Sumerians developed a numeral system based on 12, which was later adopted by the Babylonians. This duodecimal system influenced many aspects of their daily lives, including the division of time, 12 hours in a day, 12 months in a year. Consequently, the number 13, which fell outside this system, was viewed with suspicion and considered unlucky. In ancient Egypt, the number 13 was associated with death and the afterlife. The Egyptians believed that life was a journey that consisted of 12 stages, with the 13th stage representing the transition to the afterlife. While this transition was not necessarily negative, it involved an element of the unknown, which contributed to the number's ominous reputation. In various cultures, Friday has also been considered an unlucky day. For Christians, Friday is significant because it is believed that Jesus was crucified on a Friday, now commemorated as Good Friday. This association with the crucifixion made Friday a day of mourning and penance in Christian tradition. Furthermore, in medieval times, Fridays were often reserved for executions, reinforcing the day's negative connotations. The combination of these two superstitions, Friday and the number 13, created a particularly potent symbol of bad luck and misfortune. The fear of Friday the 13th, known as paraskevidekatriaphobia or frigatriskaidekaphobia, has persisted into modern times, affecting people's behavior and beliefs. One of the earliest known origins of the superstition surrounding the number 13 comes from Norse mythology. According to legend, 12 gods were having a banquet in Valhalla, the Norse paradise, when Loki, the trickster god, crashed the party as the 13th guest. Loki's arrival caused chaos, culminating in the death of Balder, the beloved god of joy and happiness, by the hands of the blind god Hod, who was manipulated by Loki. This tragic event brought mourning and darkness to the world, thus linking the number 13 with bad luck and disaster. Norse mythology is rich with tales of gods and heroes, and the story of Loki's intrusion at Valhalla is a prime example of how the number 13 became associated with misfortune. The banquet in Valhalla was supposed to be a celebration, but Loki's presence turned it into a scene of tragedy. Balder's death was a significant event in Norse mythology, as he was considered one of the most beloved and important gods. His death marked the beginning of a series of catastrophic events leading up to Ragnarok, the end of the world in Norse mythology. This association with doom and destruction further cemented the number 13's negative connotations. In Christian tradition, the Last Supper is often cited as a source of the superstition. Jesus and his 12 apostles, making 13 people in total, dined together the night before his crucifixion. Judas Iscariot, the apostle who betrayed Jesus, is often considered the 13th guest, which may have further cemented the association of 13 with betrayal and bad luck. The Last Supper is a pivotal event in Christian theology, and the presence of Judas as the 13th guest who ultimately betrays Jesus has had a lasting impact on the perception of the number 13. The combination of these ancient beliefs and stories has contributed to the enduring superstition surrounding the number 13. Throughout history, this fear has manifested in various forms, influencing architecture, literature, and daily practices. A significant historical event that occurred on Friday the 13th and contributed to the superstition was the arrest of the Knights Templar. On Friday, October 13, 1307, King Philip IV of France ordered the arrest of hundreds of Templars across France. The operation was conducted with military precision, and many Templars were taken by surprise. They were charged with a range of heretical and blasphemous crimes, including idolatry, sodomy, and financial corruption. The charges were likely fabricated and driven by Philip's desire to seize the Templars' assets. The Knights Templar, officially known as the Poor Fellow Soldiers of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon, was a medieval Catholic military order founded around 1119 by Hugh de Payens, a French knight, and his companions. The order was established in the aftermath of the First Crusade to protect Christian pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land, especially Jerusalem. Initially, the Templars were few in number and relied on donations to sustain themselves. The order quickly gained a formidable reputation for bravery, discipline, and dedication. They adopted a monastic lifestyle, taking vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. Over the years, they became one of the most powerful and wealthy organizations in medieval Europe. Their distinctive white mantles adorned with a red cross became symbols of their commitment and valor. The Templars established a vast network of financial and military operations across Europe and the Middle East. They built castles, acquired land, and even established an early form of banking, allowing pilgrims to deposit money in their home countries and withdraw it in the Holy Land. This system provided security for travelers and contributed to the Templars' immense wealth. Despite their power and influence, the Templars' fortunes took a dramatic turn at the beginning of the 14th century. King Philip IV of France, known as Philip the Fair, was deeply indebted to the Templars due to his extensive military campaigns and lavish lifestyle. Philip saw the Templars' wealth as a solution to his financial problems and began plotting their downfall. On Friday, October 13, 1307, Philip ordered the arrest of hundreds of Templars across France. The operation was conducted with military precision, and many Templars were taken by surprise. They were charged with a range of heretical and blasphemous crimes, including idolatry, sodomy, and financial corruption. The charges were likely fabricated and driven by Philip's desire to seize the Templars' assets. Pope Clement V, who was closely aligned with Philip, initially attempted to mediate the situation, but eventually yielded to the king's pressure. The Church launched its own investigation, and the Templars were subjected to brutal torture to extract confessions. Many Templars, including Grand Master Jacques de Molay, confessed under duress, but later recanted their confessions. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the papal inquisitions continued, and the order was officially disbanded by Pope Clement V in 1312 through the papal bull Vox in Excelso. The Templars' property and assets were transferred to the Knights Hospitaller, another military order, but a significant portion was also seized by the French crown. The final blow to the Templars came in March 1314 when Jacques de Molay and several other high-ranking Templars were burned at the stake in Paris. De Molay's execution is often seen as a tragic and unjust end to the order. According to legend, as he was being burned, de Molay cursed King Philip IV and Pope Clement V, predicting that both would face divine retribution. Remarkably, both Philip and Clement died within the year, adding a layer of mystique and fear to the Templar legend. The date has been referenced in various forms of media, including television shows, books, and music. For example, the rock band Black Sabbath released their debut album on Friday the 13th in 1970, and Alfred Hitchcock, the master of suspense, was born on August 13, 1899, which was a Friday. These cultural references perpetuate the association of the date with mystery, horror, and the supernatural. Friday the 13th blends historical events, numerology, religious beliefs, and modern pop culture into a potent symbol of superstition. While many of the fears are unfounded, they persist in popular culture and personal beliefs, making Friday the 13th an enduring part of human folklore. Whether it's the ancient tales of Norse gods, the historical events of the Knights Templar, or the chilling narratives of modern horror films, Friday the 13th continues to captivate and terrify. The superstition surrounding Friday the 13th serves as a reminder of the power of cultural beliefs and their influence on human behavior. It highlights how historical events, religious narratives, and popular culture can intertwine to create enduring myths that shape our perceptions and actions. The fear of Friday the 13th, while often irrational, is a testament to the complexity of human psychology and the ways in which our minds seek to make sense of the world around us. As we move forward, it is essential to recognize the impact of these superstitions and work towards understanding their origins and implications. By doing so, we can better navigate the complexities of human behavior and continue to explore the fascinating interplay between history, culture, and psychology. Thank you for taking the time to watch the true story of Friday the 13th. Hopefully we earned your subscription today. Please take a moment to hit the button and leave a comment on what Friday the 13th conjures up for you.